Today I'm going to show you how to make the best homemade English muffins from scratch. These turn out so soft and fluffy with all those little nooks and crannies. You might be wondering why bother making your own English muffins when they're so cheap to buy in the store. But once you try a homemade English muffin, you're going to see how much it's worth it. And there's so many ways you can eat them. I know when you try this recipe, you're going to be so impressed with yourself. I'm going to start with half a cup of lukewarm water. This is just barely lukewarm. I can barely feel it with my finger. You don't want it too hot or you're going to destroy the yeast. Next, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. We'll just swirl that around a little bit to kind of dissolve that sugar. And now I'm going to add 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. And that's how much comes in one of those little packets. So if you have one of those, just use a full one of those. I'm going to let that sit for about 10 minutes until that yeast becomes foamy, or in other words, until it proofs. If you're absolutely certain that your yeast is fresh and that you didn't use water that was too warm, then you can skip this step. You don't have to wait for it to foam up. Now I'm going to add 3/4 cup of milk. I'm using whole milk, but you can use partly skimmed. 1 teaspoon of salt and 2 tablespoons of very soft butter. And 2 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Actually, 1 cup of this is whole wheat flour, but you can use all white flour. And I'm just going to mix that together to form a nice shaggy dough. So it'll come together nicely. This is all the ingredients that are going to go in these English muffins. This is just the right consistency it should be. Now I'm going to turn this out onto a surface to knead this dough. And I have a little bit of flour on hand so I can use it for the kneading. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on top, just like so, and we can start kneading it. Now I really like using a bench scraper. It's very helpful to get that dough sort of off the surface. I'm going to add just a little bit more flour to that. And I'm going to keep kneading this until it's kind of smooth, only about 5 or 6 minutes. Again, it's going to be quite sticky, but don't be tempted to add too much flour to it to make it less sticky. This is very much like my cinnamon roll recipe, which has a very, very sticky dough. You just have to be super patient with it, and it does work out. Add a little bit more flour if necessary. In total, you might end up adding an extra 1/4 cup of flour or so. Another really great way to deal with dough like this is to kind of slap it onto the surface. You just kind of pick it up and slam it down. But you will see that in no time at all, this dough is going to be much more easy to handle with just about a minute of kneading. Now, I've been kneading this for a total of about 8 minutes. And you can see that it's a lot less sticky than it was, but it's still a little bit sticky. And it is very, very soft. That's how it should be. So now into a nice clean bowl to which I've added a little bit of oil, I'm going to place my dough and I'm going to kind of move it around to coat it in that oil. That way it's not going to stick as it proofs. Now I'm going to cover it with a towel and let it rise until it's doubled in bulk. That's going to take about 1 to 2 hours depending on how warm your kitchen is. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's done rising. All right, so here we are 1 hour later, and you can see that the dough has doubled in size for sure. I'm going to now turn this dough out onto the board, and you can see how easily it comes out because we've oiled the bowl. Now I'm going to pat this dough down. And what a lot of people like to do at this stage is cut out the English muffins with a biscuit cutter. That is a really great way to do it, but I prefer to actually portion them out into however many English muffins you want to get, and that way you don't have to deal with any scraps. I'm going to divide this into 8 portions. I think we'll just eyeball it here. And that's going to give us some really generous sized English muffins. You could even get more out of them if you wanted to, but I like my English muffins kind of big. Now I'm going to take each one of these and form it as if it's a dinner roll. So you just kind of make it into a tight ball like this, and you pinch the seam on the bottom. You just kind of fold it so that the surface is kind of tight, and then you just flatten it down, and that's how you get your English muffin. So I'm just going to keep going with these, and now we have to let them proof a second time. But first, we're going to need a parchment-lined baking sheet. No, we're not going to be baking these, but we're going to be setting them on here to proof the second time. Now right here, I have some semolina flour. You could also use cornmeal for this. And I'm going to take a little bit, and because we have 8 English muffins, I'm going to make 8 little piles of semolina onto here, and we're going to set each English muffin right on top of that little pile. You do want them slightly spaced apart because they are going to proof a little more. And I'm going to sprinkle a little additional semolina on top of each muffin. Now we'll take our cloth and cover them once more and let them proof again, this time for maybe only about 30 to 45 minutes. It won't take as long as the first proofing. So we're gonna do that, and I'll show you what they look like when we're ready to cook them. All right, well, it's only been about 20 minutes, but I'm gonna say these are proofed enough. And usually the way you can tell for sure if they are is if you press down very lightly on it and it springs back up, but not fully 100%. You see how there's a slight indentation still left in there? So like, just press it down lightly, and when it comes up, there should be a very slight indentation left behind. I'm sure you can also see that these have puffed a little bit, but they're not quite doubled, and you don't want to overproof them at this stage. Now you can cook these in a frying pan on the stove, or a cast iron skillet's perfect. But I like using an electric skillet because it's nice and big and you can cook all of them at the same time. I'm gonna very gently and carefully place these on here so that they don't deflate. Of course, you wanna space them out evenly. They are gonna rise a bit more. And you want the heat to be on low to medium low. You want them to have a good 8 to 10 minutes on each side without burning. So out of 5, I have my burner on 2.5. So I'm just gonna take a peek underneath. They're not browning just yet. It's only been about 5 minutes or so. You can also increase the heat a little bit if you find that they're just not browning. But 8 to 10 minutes on each side is what you're going for. And wow, look at how gorgeous those look. These are perfect. Oh, that one is a little bit less brown, but that's okay. Wow, these are truly spectacular. I'm very happy with these. And I think you're going to be too. I think I'm probably gonna do a little switcheroo and some of these. I can't even describe how good it smells in here right now. So in total, these took about 10 minutes on each side, and that was having to increase the heat about halfway through so that they'd get a little bit brown on the outside. But they are fully cooked in the middle, and I am so impressed. Wow, look at that. So we're gonna let these cool for a little bit and then we'll try them. All right, I think we've waited long enough. I've allowed these to kind of cool. I heard the best way to cut an English muffin is with a fork. So you just kind of go all the way around, stab it in the middle, and then you just kind of pull it apart. And wow, just look at all those nooks and crannies. I feel like I better put some butter on this. How amazing does that look? And I guess I better put some homemade strawberry jam on there too. By the way, if you want the recipe for this jam, I'll link it in the description below. Well, here we go. When English muffins are this fresh, there's no need to toast them. Really guys, homemade English muffins are so much better than store-bought and totally worth the effort. They're perfect for sandwiches and they make the best mini pizzas. Don't forget the complete recipe link is in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, let me know you did so by hitting that like button. Happy cooking!